Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. You called 911?
Okay, listen, I've just been told that there has been a murder.
911, where's your emergency?
We need an ambulance. I went in to turn the living room light on. I can see blood. Ma'am, I don't know. I didn't touch him, but it don't appear that he's breathing.
She called herself the Brunette Bomber and fantasized about the day she'd go out in a blaze of glory.
I had stabbed him at least 3 or 4 times. I meant to kill all 3 of them. I'll hurt somebody if I'm with other people. I'll keep going.
When Sean Ball entered the picture, it was only a matter of time before she had him under her thumb, and the friendship was a recipe for disaster. He soon became the willing accomplice she'd been looking to find. However, Sean had no idea what he'd gotten himself into, as the murderous rampage carried out by the selfie killer would prove much more devastating than he'd ever anticipated.
Her plan was she wanted to do like a true mass murder spree.
What woke you up?
Her.
It was Saturday, April 4th, 2015, and Marlena Light joined her daughter Amanda Taylor and Amanda's friend Sean Ball on a trip to Walmart. They were on a mission to buy Easter basket fillers for Amanda's 2 young children, as Easter was the following day. But everything took an unexpectedly violent turn later that afternoon. Amanda's mother, Marlena, received an alarming call from a restricted phone number that same night. On the other end was Amanda.
Yeah, I'm going to say I got the phone call around 9 or 10. She said, "Mom, I love you, and I appreciate everything you've done, and you've always been a good mother. And I'm sorry for everything that I ever did and all the lies I ever said. And I had to do something bad, Mom, and I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to yell at me." I said, "What did you do?" I said, "Are you hurt?" I said, "Just tell me, I can help you."
Marlena couldn't make any sense of the situation, but it was clear that something terrible had occurred. She pleaded with her daughter to come home, back to Christiansburg, Virginia, but Amanda refused to do so, and stated that she and Sean were en route to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was no secret that Amanda had been headed on a downward spiral, and it all began with a traumatic event that had taken place nearly 8 months earlier, back in late August of 2014. Amanda's estranged husband, Rex Taylor, had allegedly been battling depression and prescription substance abuse for several years. He put an abrupt end to all of it the day he took his own life. Upon Rex's untimely death, Amanda fell into a deep depression of her own. Along with it came an intense level of rage, and all of that bottled-up anger would be unleashed on one unwitting individual, at least initially. It wasn't as if the tragedy marked the onset of Amanda's issues, however. She had a checkered past, and Mariah Roebuck, whom we'll soon hear from, substantiated that. She'd become friends with Amanda when they were around the age of 12, and the two had gotten into quite a bit of trouble in the years that followed. According to records from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office located in Virginia, it was back in October 2005 when Amanda and Mariah jumped into a car and ran away from home. Both 14-year-olds were charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle. In the midst of Amanda's indiscretions during her 9th grade year, she met Rex Taylor, who was 2 years her senior, and they began dating. In early April of 2006, Amanda was charged with disorderly conduct as a result of some alarming behavior that took place at her high school. She allegedly screamed, "This place, I hate this fucking place, I hate you people, I'll kill all of you." The incident definitely went beyond the threshold of standard teenage dramatics. Amanda became pregnant with the first of 2 children she and Rex had around this time, and her high school career came to a premature end. But the birth of their son didn't seem to slow her down much when it came to engaging in criminal behavior. The years leading up to Rex's death were riddled with more run-ins with the law for Amanda, including another attempt to run away that involved the theft of a vehicle, a conviction of underage possession of alcohol, multiple domestic altercations, and a drug conviction relating to methamphetamine. Then there was the issue of Amanda and Rex's rocky relationship that had been marred by alleged infidelity, among other obstacles. Finally, in April of 2014, the two went their separate ways, reportedly as a result of Rex's prescription substance abuse. He returned to the home shared by his father, Charles Taylor, and grandfather, Alan Taylor. 4 months later, his lifeless body was discovered in a shed on the property. So began Amanda's downward spiral that culminated in absolute tragedy. Her next crime was so gruesome, so shocking, that it was beyond words. But there was much more to the whole disastrous situation than initially met the eye. Elements of evil had been carefully hidden under the guise of revenge. And though the old adage advises us not to speak ill of the dead, dirty secrets like Rex's weren't meant to be kept. The appalling truths were about to make their way to the surface. You see, Amanda had developed a deep desire to kill, and according to Mariah, the inspiration behind it was none other than Amanda's late husband, Rex.
She wanted to do Rex justice and make Rex proud.
Rex had a profound fascination with serial killers.
He brought that on her. He really did bring that on her.
In actuality, his interest went far beyond fascination. He had connections with serial killers that unquestionably crossed the line. One particularly unnerving example was a long-distance friendship Rex had struck up with an imprisoned serial killer by the name of Paul Runge. The two wrote back and forth, and Rex went so far as to change his name on a social media account to Rex Runge. According to Amanda's friend Mariah, Runge sent Amanda $1,000 after Rex's death. In addition to the inappropriate relationships with convicted murderers, there was another alleged unspeakable act. Like Rex's obsession, Amanda's was further evidenced by some appalling revelations. Past social media posts under her account where she took on the nickname Brunette Bomber glorified mass murderers and their violent attacks, including Timothy McVeigh, known as the Oklahoma City Bomber, and Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, the perpetrators of the Columbine High School massacre. It didn't end there, though. According to Amanda's parents, Marlena and William Light,
Her favorite movie was that one where those two boys went in and shot up that school and then themselves. My dad said that on her Facebook she's been communicating with people from ISIS.
She had 25 people from ISIS.
Wish her a happy birthday. On the 27th. All kinds of weird, strange people.
all the evidence seemed to be there. If only someone would have acted. It was clear she aspired to be one of those merciless killers she so idolized. Of course, it would start with what she depicted as revenge, but it would head in a direction even more sinister. She couldn't do it all herself, however. She needed a willing accomplice, and that was where Sean Ball came in. Though it's clear that his feelings for Amanda definitely didn't mirror those which she had for him, according to Mariah.
I really think he was in love with her. And he would have done anything for her. She hated him. She did not like him at all. She was only nice to him because, he lives here. He was here all the time. He was our friend. He was always nice to him. In the car, he could take her wherever she wanted. She told me so many times she did not like him at all. I can be able to do whatever I want. I can control him like he's a dog.
It was as if there was some sort of toxic bond that held the two together. The catalyst that seems to have put the horrendous plan into action began with the events of one night, just 1 week before the grisly spree would get underway. It was March 27, 2015, and Mariah and her husband Johnny Roebuck were celebrating Amanda's 24th birthday.
We took her on her birthday to get her mind off of everything. Try to let her have fun, and everything was going good. And until she wanted to go see Rex.
And it's always a bad idea. She always just acts ridiculous every single time. She had a really, really big knife in her purse. She was at his grave. She had the knife out, and she was gonna, she was gonna slit her throat.
Along with Amanda, Mariah, and Johnny that night was Sean, who had gifted Amanda that very knife for her birthday. As it would turn out, this was a poor choice on Sean's part.
He had to physically put her in Sean's Jeep. He had her by her arms, Sean had her by her legs. They had to put her in the Jeep, take her to her mom.
William Light, Amanda's stepfather, also bore witness to a portion of the mayhem that occurred that night.
2:30 in the morning, there's a knock at the door. She's out there fighting this Sean and Mariah's husband. And she's got a knife saying it was her birthday and it was Rex's birthday too. And she said it was their day and she was going to be with him. Well, she broke and ran. And the police caught her somewhere on down Radford Street. Well, they took her to St. Albans.
Amanda was taken to Carillion Clinic at St. Albans Hospital, located in Christiansburg, Virginia, an inpatient psychiatric and substance abuse treatment center.
Well, 3 or 4 days in St. Albans, we told them that she said that she was going to kill her children. They released her.
Apparently, Amanda had made the very same disturbing statement to Mariah.
How many kids did Amanda have?
2.
2 and 7?
Yeah. And any time that she's ever said anything about, killing them or anything, she says she just wants them to be wrecked. She's not killing them because she hates them or anything like that. In her mind, she thinks that they can just go and that everything will be okay.
Clearly, Amanda needed extensive help, well beyond what she had received at the treatment center in the few days she spent there.
She was supposed to stay there until Friday. She checked out on a Wednesday. So April 1st, she wanted to come here. And Sean, he was our roommate. He was living in our basement. And I told him that she can't come here. That I don't feel like it's safe.
Well, I wouldn't let her come back here. But I got social services up here, got paperwork that she couldn't take them children out of here.
Amanda had worn out her welcome at the homes of both her parents and her closest friend. She'd run out of options. That was when her wannabe knight in shining armor, Sean, came to her rescue.
I was texting them both. I was calling them both. I was like, how could you guys do this to us? I knew Sean wasn't going to come back here. Our rent was due.
He has the rent money from his mom, and he's like, I'm going to come get this to you, and I'm leaving to Asheville.
I have plans. I was like, what are your plans? I was like, is Amanda going to convince you to go do something stupid? And he was like, no, I'm just going to Asheville.
Did he ever bring you rent money?
No.
Maybe Sean truly believed that was where they were headed. Of course, he had no way of really knowing the extent of the horror the future had in store for him.
The motel. They went to a motel after they left here.
A receipt confirms that Sean had purchased a room for himself and Amanda at the local Super 8 motel. They checked in on April 2nd, then checked out the following day, Friday, April 3rd. That afternoon, Amanda and Sean stopped by his mother and stepfather's home to grab some clothing he'd been storing there before heading to Asheville. It was then that Sean's mother, Becky, met Amanda for the first time.
He was real happy that day. It was real good. It was Friday, between 2:30 and 3, him and her. She was really nice. She didn't get out of the car or anything.
How long has he been with her?
I don't know. See, I just met her.
Later that evening, after Amanda and Sean had come and gone, Sean's stepfather made an ominous discovery.
You mentioned y'all were missing some guns.
But we leave our door open during the day because I'm just out the road.
Yeah, anybody could have got them, though.
It wasn't just anybody who'd taken them, though.
Now, was your safe broken into, or?
It was open.
Was that something you would notice right away?
No, not really.
Because they pushed it back, but it hadn't locked. And we never get in it because Roger doesn't hunt.
No, see, the mistake I made was not changing the
code.
It was just like it came from Walmart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay.
They'd never anticipated the need to change the code, unfortunately. The following day, the horrendous plan came to fruition. But it wasn't until later that night that the ghastly discovery was made.
911, where's your emergency?
We need an ambulance. I went in to turn the living room light on. I can see blood. Ma'am, I don't know. I didn't touch him, but it don't appear that he's breathing.
Around the same time the 911 call was made, Amanda placed that upsetting call to her mother, Marlena.
She said, Mom, I love you, and I appreciate everything you've done, and you've always been a good mother, and I'm sorry for everything that I ever did and all the lies I ever said. And I had to do something bad, Mom.
Then the following day, Easter Sunday around noon, Amanda's mother-in-law received a distressing call. Though it came from a restricted source, Melissa Taylor knew right away that it was her daughter-in-law Amanda on the other end.
She said she just couldn't stop stabbing him. I said, please stop. I said, please stop. You got them babies to think about. And she said she'd never get to see the babies again and that she wasn't going out of this world alive. I said, please don't hurt nobody else. She said she wasn't going to hurt nobody else. And that if the law goes to apprehend her, she would shoot. They're not going to take her alive.
No one could have ever predicted the identity of the victim Amanda had targeted. The revelation would come as a complete and total shock. By this time, a manhunt was well underway for both Amanda and Sean. Then a haunting post appeared under one of Amanda's social media accounts.
Today when she called, she said, Mom, Sean was off. He couldn't handle it, so I'm by myself now.
But this wasn't the whole truth. Not at all, as it would turn out. That evening, pings from cell phone towers were used to locate Amanda's whereabouts. Members of the North Carolina State Highway Patrol observed Sean's white Jeep heading east on I-40 near Asheville. When they attempted to pull her over, however, she fled. She wasn't going down without a fight. Law enforcement braced themselves. They knew she was armed and extremely dangerous. This reality was only further reinforced by yet another sobering social media post that had surfaced that day. It read, "All right, it's about that time. I'm going to find my husband in hell and finally be at peace." Turning herself in was obviously not part of her plan. After a 2-mile chase, spike strips were strategically placed in Amanda's path. Finally, all of the devastation and chaos came to an end when Amanda was taken into custody around 8 o'clock that night, miraculously without further incident. A few hours later, a Montgomery County Sheriff's Office investigator and an FBI special agent sat down with Amanda. In the interrogation room now, Amanda is about to receive her Miranda warnings. You're about to catch a glimpse into the mind of a demented killer like no other you've seen before. The majority of the following footage has never been seen before.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court.
Amanda agrees to speak with the investigators, and surprisingly enough, she's poised to reveal every last twisted detail. Amanda begins her account of how she and Sean built their makeshift arsenal. It's no surprise that it began at the home of Sean's parents.
So Friday morning, I'm pretty sure it was Friday morning, we went and we reset the code, and he got out the 2 handguns and
that long gun?
Whatever, the hunting rifle, the big one that was in the back.
Right off the bat, Amanda displays some grooming behaviors. People typically do this when they want to be liked or seeking approval. Additionally, she's got some anchor point movements going on, which show that despite talking calmly, she's likely feeling anxious. Sean placed the firearms in his Jeep, and that marked the very point when talk had transitioned to action, and everything was officially put in motion. The first visit that Saturday to the humble home of Charlie Taylor in Ellett, just a few miles from Christiansburg, had occurred that morning. Charlie had supplied his daughter-in-law Amanda with some money to cover the cost of Easter basket surprises for his 2 young grandchildren. The second visit, however, would prove nothing like the first, and it quickly took a horrible turn for the worse.
How did it start? I mean, how did the assault on Charlie or the attack on Charlie, how did it start?
I know it's like a really pathetic excuse, but I really just got really angry to where I blacked out. And that's what I told him at the hospital that I needed help with, because when I get nervous or angry, I just act on impulse, I can't help it.
As soon as she's confronted, Amanda begins rubbing and touching her face, a self-soothing technique. As well, her hands emphasize when she says act on impulse, but just before she says it. This is a clear cluster of anxiety, but also shows that she's experiencing brain and body mismatch, since her motions don't match her words. This indicates that what she's saying here isn't the full story. Something is missing.
I killed Charlie at 3:27. I purposely did that because that's mine and Rex's day. I think he, just seeing him crying and sobbing over it, And I do remember, I'm like, he's like, I wish I was with Rex. I was like, you wish you were with Rex. And then
Did you take the knife out then? Is that when you took it
Yeah.
out? Okay. So you stabbed him, you don't know how many times you stabbed him?
I have no idea.
Okay. Do you remember where you stabbed Charlie at, where the places that you stabbed him at?
I tried really hard to stab him in his chest. I know there's probably defense wounds. He put his arm up. I'm pretty sure I stabbed his face. I was mainly trying to stab his chest. I know Sean got his arm with the crowbar and I think his head.
Okay. And there was a lot of blood up against the walls.
The knife and the crowbar.
All right. Did you guys go wash up at any place? I mean, did you get the blood? How did you get the blood off of you?
I had there was none on me. I had the white shirt. There was a shirt still in the Jeep. It was just a white shirt and black pants. And I got like one little drop on me. But it was mainly, I guess, since the knife was so big.
Yeah.
That it didn't really come back out on me or something. I don't know. But there was a bottle of Febreze in the Jeep, and I just sprayed it on there, and I wiped it with a hotel washcloth that I had still in the Jeep.
Did Charlie ever stand up, or was he just stayed seated on the couch?
No, he couldn't get up.
He couldn't get up.
The only self-defense was him lifting his arm. Like, that's it.
Okay. Because we found his class ring on the floor.
Yeah, he flopped, did you guys see it?
Yeah.
His body, he flopped over like that, so I guess it fell off then.
Okay.
As coldly as Amanda speaks about the slaying, the autopsy would later reveal that Charlie had been stabbed with the large bayonet-shaped knife a staggering 31 times. Needless to say, it was a definite case of overkill. Shortly after Charlie was dead, Amanda and Sean fled the scene.
We drove to Tennessee, and we found a hotel. We stayed at it was a really a disgusting hotel. It was the not Ramada or something, Armada.
Armada.
Yeah, we stayed there.
Where was it in Tennessee that you go to? Do you know what town it was?
It wasn't too far from Bristol. It couldn't have been. And we stayed the night there, and we took all the guns and ammo and everything up to the room in case something was going to happen.
However, nothing happened, and once again, they were off. But the reality of the dire situation was starting to sink in. According to Amanda, they had arrived at a crossroads, and it was then that Amanda presented Sean with two options. The way she saw things in her demented mind, at least.
We didn't have a place to drive, and then eventually...
Amanda's hands are palm up as she retells her story, a position that can mean she's lacking confidence in what she's saying and is asking to be believed. As she speaks, Amanda uses a lot of ums. Filler words when someone is in the middle of a narrative can be a sign that she's thinking about what she's saying and leaving parts of the story out.
I told him, I'm like, if we're going to survive, we're running out of gas. We have no money. All our money was gone. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to kill people and get it, or we're going to turn ourselves in.
What did he say when you said that?
Nothing.
According to Amanda, Sean was writing a farewell letter to his family as he was planning to take his own life. You'll recall Amanda's social media posts that referenced Sean's death and her mother's account of the brief conversation on the subject that ominous Sunday.
Today when she called, she said, Mom, Sean himself, he couldn't handle it, so I'm by myself now.
I told her today that Sean killed himself.
Well, the information Amanda had provided wasn't true. Now that she's in custody, she gives investigators the real story, and it was nothing like they expected.
He took all my medicine. From when I went to the hospital, I didn't take any of my medicine. There was Klonopin and then 3 other depression, anxiety medicines that you're only supposed to take at bedtime. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he took all of it, but he was really messed up. And I remember going on the Blue Ridge Parkway because I wanted to be somewhere where no one would see me. I couldn't just pull over and shoot him. He was just making me so mad because the point of killing Charlie was over him getting Rex on drugs, and me losing my husband because of drugs. And then he's gonna sit there and get so messed up that we can't even get back home. I literally went in a big circle through these states because I didn't have him helping me or anything.
It's bizarre that Amanda claims Sean made her so angry by attempting to take his own life with her medications, but that she then decided to take his life herself. She's made a twisted connection to losing her husband to drugs with her justification of wanting to kill Sean. It's clear that she has a victim-blaming mindset and doesn't take accountability for her own actions. Amanda eventually exits the Blue Ridge Parkway, which consists of 469 miles of roads that wind through scenic areas of the Southern Appalachians in both Virginia and North Carolina. But the purpose of the detour certainly isn't to marvel at the beautiful scenery that surrounds them.
I had got off and I turned down, I just remember taking right, and then I curved left down there. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. I know I didn't turn left. I went down that road. It was just a long road, nothing but trees, and like there was no buildings, no signs or anything. It was just a long road, and there's a couple people running and stuff. So I kept driving. I wasn't that far off of the turn, I don't think, at all. And I just remember he got up and like he started getting sick. And like I just got really angry at him for doing that. And so I got out and I walked around the car, around the back of the car. I pulled off to the curb. It was like a dirted area, I think. And I remember seeing a girl, like she was jogging in front of us. I shot that way. And then I remember seeing her fall. Oh. And I just remember Sean saying that gun was super loud. So that's the only reason I like shot at her, is because I was scared that like,
okay, so you shot her.
Freak out and flag down a car or something.
Amanda's ability to target an innocent girl running away from her further demonstrates that she is a cold-blooded, psychopathic murderer. She has no qualms about potentially murdering a stranger.
After he heard the gun, he kind of like came to a little better.
And did you see where the bullet impacted? Or you just saw her
I didn't
fall
pay
down?
attention to her. I just wanted to shoot Sean.
Okay.
In a case of horrific irony, Amanda turns a firearm Sean had given her onto him.
I aimed for his head, his face.
Okay. To shoot him in the face. You were intending to shoot him in the face or the head or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said then he fell down onto the ground outside the car?
He fell to his side. And I just remember hearing gurgles and stuff and like weird noises. So I'm like, okay, he's dying because that's what happened to Charlie. Like Charlie made those noises before he died.
Do you know how close you were to him? I mean, did you have your hands on him when you fired, or
at Sean?
Yeah,
like
Sean.
Our distance.
Oh, like this close?
Yeah.
Okay.
I meant to kill all three of them.
Okay.
She shows absolutely no emotion that she may have ended someone's life just because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Her complete lack of empathy for this random person jogging who had nothing to do with her whatsoever is really telling as to the depths of Amanda's sickness. Law enforcement was unable to locate the jogger. Perhaps Amanda hadn't actually hit her and she managed to escape the area unscathed. But as for Sean, the situation was much more harrowing. It seems that's where his life ended. However, things aren't always as they seem.
Did you find out if he died? Did Sean die?
He is in a medically induced coma right now.
So he'll probably survive?
That's way too early to tell if he will or not.
But if he does survive, he had a big part in this too.
Amanda feigns her concern for Sean's condition. Of course, it's clear that the real reason for her concern is that she wants Sean to take the fall as well. To Amanda's chagrin, not only did Sean survive the shooting, he recovered and later provided investigators with his version of what led to the end of Charlie's life.
You're Sean Ball, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today is May the 12th, which is Tuesday, 2015. Okay. Again, my name is Captain Robert Newman with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, and this is Investigator Don Link.
Yes.
And he's also with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. And we want to talk to you about the events that occurred back a few weeks back.
Sean is advised of his rights and agrees to proceed with an interview. The investigators attempt to gain an understanding of the strange dynamic that is Sean and Amanda's relationship, or at least what Sean believed it to be.
What was your relationship with her?
I don't know, like I always felt bad for her. and I really liked her a lot. I really felt like she and I kind of loved each other. She might have actually been pregnant too, so I kind of felt in the protector role of her.
Sean assumed he was the father of the child had Amanda truly been pregnant.
I got so obsessed with her and just wanted to be there for her all the time was because everything she said was like something I've always wanted to hear from somebody. Like, I've never felt good enough for anyone. She just made me feel important. I was that guy that she was waiting for since her husband died.
So you were so infatuated with her?
Yeah, I don't know, like I just kept, and her friends knew that too. Like, she was, like, one of her best friends sent a text to my mom even like multiple times saying how Amanda would joke to her how she could play me.
It appears that Amanda saw her relationship with Sean solely as a means to an end, especially since he had a car. Amanda used his infatuation with her for her own nefarious purposes. Sean's claim that he and Amanda had an intimate relationship makes his feelings for her much more understandable. It also demonstrates how cold, calculating, and manipulative Amanda was. Consistent with his feelings of obsession toward Amanda, it seems Sean was content to follow Amanda's wishes, no matter how depraved. Sean tells investigators about when he and Amanda arrived at Charlie Taylor's house somewhere around 3 o'clock that fateful Saturday afternoon.
We sat there and talked for, 20, 30 minutes, and he starts getting emotional, so I get up, because I was sitting on the couch together smoking cigarettes, he and I were. She doesn't smoke. But then she flops on the couch next to him.
Then it's as if a switch is flipped. Amanda's demeanor drastically changes.
And like I said, that's when the actual incident happened. And
that's when she started stabbing him.
Yeah.
Sean minimizes things here by calling it an incident rather than a violent murder. Guilty individuals do tend to minimize the actions of the crime. She suddenly went into a fit of murderous rage. However, she didn't entirely act alone.
What happened? While she stabbed him, what happened? Tell me what happened. How did you get involved?
Like I said, he reached up for her and was like trying to fight back, and I just started like hitting him.
Though Sean is saying he hit him, he isn't mentioning that it was with a tire iron. He hesitates a lot as he speaks, making it clear he's thinking about what to say.
Because like I said, it wasn't so much like I really wanted to kill. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. Like, I knew he was already like going for that, but I don't know, like I told her, I was like, he reached up for you and I just lost it at that point. Like, I just blacked out and started swinging because I saw him going for her, and like in my mind, I still, like, stupidly, I was still her protector though, like in my mind. I hit him in the shoulder and the forearm because he reached up.
Okay. What happened then? What happened to him?
I think she stabbed him like one more or two more times after he was still kind of like flinching, and she stabbed him a couple more times in the chest, like rammed it in pretty good, like right through the, I want to say like the rib, like going towards the heart.
I had stabbed him at least 3 or 4 times, and Sean started hitting him too, basically after he was like dead. Well, not dead, but dying.
Dying, okay.
In addition to the 31 stab wounds Charlie had sustained, he'd suffered 5 to 6 blows by the tire iron at Sean's hands. Murdering Charlie was just the beginning, or so Amanda thought.
Did, once that happened, you said he went through the wallet, got the money out, $200?
Mm-hmm.
Or $220?
Yeah, it's like around that.
Then what happened?
That's when she started taking pictures.
So you saw that one picture of her?
With the knife in her hand.
Okay.
In front of Charles. She showed it to me when she took it.
The following day, they got back on the road, but that's when things really started sinking in, according to Sean.
I was so guilt-ridden at that point, like, I had just decided I had taken like all the pills that she had, like every last one she had in those bottles I emptied into my stomach with 2 bottles of water.
Sean blacked out and Amanda took that exit off the parkway.
What woke you up?
Her. Like, I don't remember where we were because I was kind of in a haze, but she told me I had thrown up on myself. All I remember at that point was like this most blinding pain like I've ever felt. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I just remember, I didn't hear a gunshot or nothing. Like, I just went to the ground and felt like the most immense pain that I've ever felt. I don't know if she shot me once, shot me twice. I mean, I got 3 holes in me. I remember just being on my back on the ground and like just screaming. And then she drove off. I do remember that part because, like I said, I lost color in my sight, actually. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Like, I couldn't see anything hardly, but I remember her like waving goodbye to me, and she just drove off in my Jeep.
It was mind-blowing how quickly the tables had turned. Sean had shifted from willing accomplice to target of Amanda's unrelenting wrath.
He never said he couldn't handle it. I don't think. But before that, the past few weeks, all he talked about is how he was a Marine and he loved killing and he just wanted to go on a spree killing and how he wants to be the real life natural born killers and all that. I'm into movies and I'm into that stuff. I never really thought I would do something like that. I think he just didn't. He couldn't do it.
Again, her hands go palm up when she's talking, along with her hand gesture mismatching with her words. What's most interesting, though, is that she suddenly starts anxiously stuttering here, which she hasn't done before.
I'm into movies and I'm into that stuff. I never really thought I would do something like that. I think he just didn't. He couldn't do it.
She suddenly seems desperate to say the right thing. Amanda also grooms her hair again. She wants to be liked and be believed in this moment. The only reason individuals in interrogation worry about being liked is because they're trying to be deceptive and want their deceptions believed by the officers. People telling the truth don't need to be liked. Here, however, it seems that Amanda isn't being entirely truthful. She had made other plans. And seeing as how Sean was a combat veteran and considering all the atrocities he'd witnessed during his tour in Afghanistan, Amanda assumed he'd remain unaffected by his part in Charlie's murder.
You said he told you he was in the military?
Yeah, he said he was a Marine. Okay. Is that true?
Sean's stepfather weighed in on this particular matter during a police interview.
He was infatuated with the military. He wanted to go to the military, but he never did graduate from high school. So he couldn't get in.
His friends sent him
and
stuff.
it might have been good if he had got in.
Is that true?
No.
He was never, he never went to Afghanistan. No. Are you kidding me?
No, he was never in the military. He went to jail for a few years, but not in the military. Never been in the military.
In 2010, Sean was charged with 24 counts of felony burglary. He received a 3-year prison sentence as part of a plea deal.
He gave my son all sorts of stuff that apparently came from Afghanistan. He lied about a lot. He lied that's I don't want to even say anything about that. It just makes me really mad.
It was all just another lie. When it seems as if the loose ends have been mostly tied up, the investigator introduces a whole new topic into the mix.
Have you done anything like this before? I mean, have you ever done anything like this before?
Kill people?
Yeah.
No.
Were you ever present when someone else was hurt or killed?
What she's asking is about, you know what she's asking?
Yeah. No.
The question as to whether she was ever present when someone else was hurt or killed seems to catch Amanda off guard, and she struggles to respond. Although ultimately her answer is no, her reaction seems very deceptive, and her hesitation implies yes. She's clearly very anxious at this point in the interrogation, and this line of questioning is very uncomfortable for her.
You took a long time to answer that question. Is that because you just don't want to tell us?
I won't talk about it.
No.
I know it might help me, but...
Well, just give me a hint.
It's something that Rex did.
Something Rex did?
Yeah.
Well, are you worried that you'll hurt Rex's memory or something?
I just gave him my word, and I'm not gonna...
Right.
Rex kept all his secrets. There's plenty of bodies Rex knew where Bill Snuff, or whatever his name is, Rex knew a lot of stuff, and he always kept his word.
One can't help but wonder if there had been other victims, in addition to the young woman described by Amanda, who had allegedly suffered a brutal beating before Rex took his own life. A horrific possibility, but certainly not implausible. Clearly, she'd planned out what to say about killing Charlie and Sean's attempted murder. But this line of questioning wasn't something she anticipated. But as it turns out, this particular investigator has known of Rex's unsavory interests for quite some time.
My specialty is in, well, I don't think I really introduced myself other than you may have met me a while back. I command the Criminal Investigation Division for the Sheriff's Office. I'm also a task force officer with the FBI. My specialty is in computer and network forensics and tracking people over networks.
So you know.
I know a lot.
As the investigator says that he works in computer network forensics, Amanda's eyes shift. You can see her thinking about what this means and how much he might know. She has also gone completely still.
I worked some stuff with Rex back before he died. And I knew Rex said, you know, the cases I worked with him, he talked about writing to all these serial killers and sending pictures of your kids to these killers and things like that. He tell you about all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you knew about all those things.
Though her hands disappear under the table, you can still see them moving, and she's engaging in some self-soothing behaviors.
And Rex didn't really hide a lot of the stuff that he did. I mean, as far as, you know, what he told a lot of people about that stuff.
After a bit of careful prodding and some time to think, Amanda reluctantly reveals details of the act, an alleged brutal attack that had taken place a few years earlier. However, it's important to note that this story has never been verified, and there's no evidence that it ever occurred.
It was some drunk girl that was from Blacksburg that was walking down when we lived in Ellett, and he picked her up and he beat her up pretty bad, and he left her there. I don't know what happened, but I don't know who she was.
Did she live, die? You don't know.
I didn't care. I didn't know.
She
was blonde and little, and she was she was our age. At the time, that was probably 1920.
Despite the fact that she'd intended for that horrific secret to die with Rex, she had no intention of allowing her own barbaric plans to fade away. Shortly after Charlie's murder and prior to the trek to Bristol, Sean and Amanda had visited a local Dick's Sporting Goods store and purchased ammunition. Sean provides further evidence that Charlie was indeed meant to just be the beginning.
Her plan was she wanted to do like a true mass murder spree. Like she talked about going down the road and shooting at people or stopping at truck stops. And like when people aren't looking or something like that, she would just shoot or stab them.
Any questions you got for me?
What's going to happen now?
Well, as right now, we're holding the warrants on you. Okay, there may be other warrants that will come down for you from North Carolina. Right now, you have the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office has you charged with second-degree murder, or you will be held on a fugitive warrant here for the homicides that occurred in Virginia. If they find this woman and she is dead, you can be charged with her murder in the federal system because it happened on federal lands.
Her murder, I didn't mean.
Well, you meant to kill her, but
Now, if we find her, she's still alive,
yeah.
then we wouldn't charge you federally probably for her, because she wouldn't be dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why, they're still looking for her.
Yeah.
I want to go to prison and get the death penalty, so I will do whatever I have to do to get that.
Well, I don't want you to.
And hopefully, if I help you, you guys will help me with that.
Well, I mean, again, I'm going to talk to the Commonwealth, and based on what you said, you know, there's definitely premeditation can occur minutes before the crime.
Perhaps the most baffling element of this interview is Amanda's claim that she hopes to receive the ultimate punishment. However, it's not especially believable that she truly feels this way. Had Amanda genuinely wanted to end her own life, she could have done so before being apprehended by authorities. This just reinforces the edgy persona she tries to convey, the same one seen in the photos she posted to social media after murdering Charlie.
And it sounds like you've planned this thing to kill
You're
him.
going to see my Facebook, so you'll...
I already know. Yeah, I mean, I've seen your Facebook, and I've seen your Instagram, and you've pretty much said what you did and why you did it, you know, and you intended to do it. So, you said in here that you intended to do it, you know.
I don't want, not like, I mean, in a cell, will I be alone? I can't.
Well, based on what you're telling, I mean, you know, we're going to, the people that are out here, You're going to get their intake process. You'll go through a screening, an assessment of your danger to others and your.
I'll hurt somebody if I'm with other people. I'll keep going until you guys are done with me.
Well, let's don't do that. If you don't do that.
Sorry to say that, but that was my goal, was just to do what I need to with Charlie, and then I'm done. So I'll do what I have to do.
Well, let's don't kill anybody. Okay, try not to do that.
But thankfully, the dream of mass murder will remain just that for Amanda. A jury deliberated for less than 30 minutes before finding her guilty of first-degree murder. In mid-November of 2015, after an unusually expeditious trial, she was sentenced to life in prison. As for Sean, he opted for a plea deal and was sentenced to 60 years for first-degree murder, with nearly 19 of those years suspended.